to my channel again. I am Stacy, and for those of you who are new here, and in today's video it's all going to be about differentiated instruction. Now, as teachers, when we go into the classroom, we have varying levels of children to deal with. We have those who are advanced, those who are at the intermediate level, and those who are at the beginning level. How is it that we can structure our lesson in such a way that we can reach all levels of students? Well, that is what today's video is going to be about. And I have with me my three helpers, Callie.
Hello.
JL.
Hello.
And Asher. Like
Hello.
As teachers, yes, we have these different levels of students. Now, how is it that we can structure our lesson in such a way that we cater to all levels of students? Well, this is what we're going to be demonstrating in our lesson today. So, in this lesson, it's going to be a read aloud session that I'm going to be demonstrating. And I have the three different levels of students I'll be working with. I have Callie, who is, you can say, advanced because she can do things independently on her own. I have Jill, who is a beginner. She's just learning to read. And then I have Asher, who is unable to read any at all. Now, I'll be showing you how it is that we can do activities based off the same reading lesson that will cater to all three levels of students I'm working with. So, stick around, stay tuned, and this lesson will take us.
Hi, everyone. How are all my students?
Hi, teacher.
You're feeling good?
Yes, teacher.
Ready to hear a story?
Yes, teacher.
All right. Today's story is called The Greedy Dog. What is today's story called?
The greedy dog.
Jill, what is the name of the story? The Greedy Dog. Asher, the name of the story is?
Greedy dog.
Yes, The Greedy Dog. Who knows what it means to be greedy? What does greedy mean?
Mommy, a dog. It means you want more of something.
Okay, more than you are entitled to. Alright, so yes, that's what it means to be greedy. Maybe you get something, but you want more than what you got. So let's see why they call this dog the greedy dog. Let's find out. So are you ready to listen?
Yes, teacher.
Alright, listen up now. The story goes like this. It was a warm day in summer. A kind butcher gave a bone to a hungry dog. The animal was happy and wagged his tail. So you hear that?
Yes.
The dog was at first, he was what?
Happy.
Was he happy first? No. First he was what?
Sad.
Sad, alright. But at each word.
Hungry.
Hungry. So the dog was what?
Greedy.
No, he was not greedy. He said he was hungry.
Because, mommy, hungry means not to have any food to eat.
Yes, so he didn't have anything to eat. He was hungry. And when you're hungry, your belly, how does your belly feel?
Hungry. It aches.
Yes, it aches. Right? Alright, so he was hungry. But he got a bone from a
Butcher.
butcher. And how did he feel when he got his bone? You don't look happy. How do you think? Show me happy. How did the dog look when he got the bone?
Like this.
Yeah. He said he was happy. And what did he do to show that he was happy? He wagged his tail. All right, let's continue reading now. Let's continue reading. So it says, the dog ran quickly down the street. He carried the bone in his mouth. On the way home, he had to cross a stream. Do you know what a stream is?
A large body of water.
Okay, so it is a body of water. Look at the picture there. Do you see the stream?
Yes, teacher.
So the dog is crossing the stream. All right, it said the dog looked over the side of the bridge. So he's looking over. In the water, you have to sit now. You have to sit. I'll show you the picture. In the water, he saw another dog. Asher, do you see the other dog in the water?
Yes.
Do you see it, Jill? Do you see it, Callie?
Yeah, this.
Yes, so he saw the other dog in the water. And what do you think he's going to do, Asher?
Crocodile.
He's going to see a crocodile?
Yes.
Okay. Jill, what do you think is going to happen when he sees this dog in the water?
A crocodile. He's going
Yeah.
to drown.
He's going to? He's going to growl, okay?
Mommy,
What do you think, Callie? Sit, Asher.
I think the bone is going to fall in the water and he's going to dive into the water and drown.
Oh no! Alright, let's see if any of your predictions are correct. Into the water to fight the other dog. The dog wanted to steal the other bone. He thought that it was bigger than his own. You see what the dog did? He wanted to do what?
Fight the other dog.
Fight the other dog for his bone. Give me that bone. I want that bone. Right? That's what he wanted to do.
But he wasn't the other dog. He was reflection.
It was his reflection. So he was being silly, right? Alright, let's see what is going to happen to him. It said the silly creature was nearly drowned. He opened his mouth and lost his own bone. It sank to the bottom of the stream. Yeah, see there? Let's see. Does he have any bone now?
No.
What happened to his bone?
It fell into the stream and sank to the bottom of it.
It sank to the bottom of the stream. Can he get it back?
No, because dogs can't swim underwater.
Alright, sit. Let's sit now.
Only alligators
Only-
and sharks.
Okay, so how do you think the dog is feeling now that he lost his bone?
Sad.
Sad. Show me a sad face. That's how the dog is feeling.
Poor dog.
Alright. Let's see.
Now he really has nothing else to eat.
Yes, and he's going to be even more
Hungry.
Alright, so let's see. The greedy dog went home very sad and wet. Now he had no bone at all.
Look at his face. Look at his face.
Yeah. So you see, he is feeling all downhearted and sad.
And
He has no
heartbroken.
bone.
He's
So he's now what? Hungry and
sad.
Alright, so in that story, we said that the dog was greedy. What does it mean when it says the dog was greedy?
He wanted more bones
Say,
than
Asher.
he wanted more bones
So,
than he
He
had.
saw a dog with another bone and wanted it for himself. He even thought the other bone was bigger than his own and wanted it for himself. And that was being what? Greedy. Because did he have a bone for himself?
Yes.
Did he need another bone?
No.
No. But he was being what? Greedy. He was not being satisfied with what he had. So, what is the lesson that we can learn in this story, from this story? Yes, Callie?
The lesson we can learn is not to be greedy.
Not to be greedy. Very good. And to learn to be
Happy. Satisfied
Happy
with
and-
what you have.
right, satisfied with what we have. So when you're given something, don't be greedy and want what somebody else has. No, learn to be satisfied with what you are given. Don't want what others have. So was this a good story or not?
Yes, it
Was
is
that a good story?
Mommy,
So
I have to give another bone to the dog.
Well, he has no other bone to get because he lost his own. So are you going to be greedy? You're going to be greedy? No. Are you going to be greedy? No. Are you going to be greedy?
Nope.
Alright, so we're not going to be like this greedy
Okay,
dog.
so welcome back. We're with Asher right now, so we're going to start off with him to do his activities. Now, the activity that is set out for him, as you remember, what is the name of the story again, Asher? You remember the name of the story? What is it?
Greedy dog.
Right, so the name of the story is The Greedy Dog. So I have an activity, a coloring activity that I'm going to use with Asher since he's unable to read, that is based off that story. So I have it drawn in his book, as you can see it. So it's just a picture of the dog with the bone in his mouth. And so what Asher will be doing is coloring this picture taken from the story. So that is the activity I have prepared for Asher in this read aloud session. So we are going to get started
Asher,
on that right now.
are you ready to color now?
Yes.
Right, so we're going to be coloring who? Who is this character?
Dog.
The dog, the greedy dog. And what is in his mouth?
Bone.
All right, so we're going to be coloring. Now, what are you going to be coloring first? What do you want to color first, the bone or the dog?
This.
What are you going to color, the bone or the dog first?
The bone.
The bone. Hold on. What color is that you're using?
Pink.
Pink? So you're giving the dog a pink bone?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's going to be some colorful bone, right? Okay. So what color are we using instead now, Asher?
Red.
Red. All right, very good. Now we changed out Asher's crayons because, as you know, he is 3 years old, so he should really be using jumbo crayons to help with his fine motor skills. So that is why we went ahead and changed the type of crayons he was. So he's using some jumbo crayons now for his activity. Okay, wow. Let's see what it looks like. Turn it around to the camera. Let's see. Turn it around. This way. Wow. That's a really colorful dog, man. Wow, doesn't he look like something? So good job, Asher. High five. Good job coloring.
Mommy, this is upside down.
Yes, because we're looking at it. So hi, welcome back again. Now this time we are with JL, our second student. Now, as I said earlier, JL is just beginning to learn to read, and she's also learning to write. So the activity that I have planned for JL is a writing activity, and also she can do a little reading with it. So she's going to be practicing writing a few sentences that were taken from the story. So this is basically what it looks like in her book. So I just copied the sentences from the story into her book, and there'll be 3 sentences. So she'll just be copying them to practice her writing skills. So let us see what she's going to be doing. Ready? Okay. Okay, so are you ready now, JL?
Yes.
All right, so we have 3 sentences, and the instruction says, read after me, practice your writing by copying these sentences from the story. All right, so we have 3 sentences. Let's try to read the first sentence. Let's try and read it. What does this say?
This?
What's this word?
The.
The. So the dog ran down
the
street.
street.
All right, good. So let's read the sentence again.
The dog ran down the street.
Very good. So the dog ran down the street. All right, so you're going to practice writing this sentence for us, all right? So let's start off by writing the first word. The first word is the. You notice it starts with a
T.
what kind of T? A capital T or a common T?
Capital T.
All right, so you're going to write your "the" with a capital T right there. Okay, so hi again. Now we are here with Callie, our advanced student.
Hi.
So for Callie's activity, she's going to be doing two activities in one. The first activity is a sequencing activity. So we have some sentences written on these strips of paper, and the sentences are taken from the story. So what she's going to be doing with these sentence strips is that she's going to be putting the story back in order. So she's going to try to figure out, okay, which sentence comes first, second, and so forth to retell the story. So that's the first part of the activity. The second part of the activity entails her doing some writing skills. So she's going to be practicing how to write a sentence or rewrite sentences with the correct punctuation and correct uses of capitalization and so forth. So the sentences on the strip, they are not written correctly in forming sentences, how we should write sentences with capital letters and so forth. So after she has rearranged them and sequenced them to retell the story, she's going to write them now in her book to tell the story, but write them correctly with correct punctuation and correct capitalization. So that is what she will be doing for her activity. So let's see her in action. So are you ready to do your activity?
Yes, I am.
All right. So how many sentence strips do you have right there?
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
You sure? Count again. 1, 2,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
And one more.
8.
Okay, so you have 8 sentence strips. All right. Sorry. So now you're going to put them in order to retell the story. So you have to read the sentence strips and then you're going to be putting them in order. So go ahead and let's see. read it and see if it makes sense to you based on how the story goes.
A butcher gave a bone to a dog. The dog ran down the street. The animal had to cross a stream. In the water, he saw another dog. He wanted to steal the other bone. The dog jumped into the water. The silly creature lost his own bone. It sank to the bottom of the stream.
Okay, so does that sound like it is correct?
Yes,
I think
does.
it's correct. All right, good job, good job, good job. All right, so the next part of the exercise that you're going to do, don't mix it up, because remember you're going to write it back in the same order, right? So you can put them one on top of the other.
That's what I'm doing.
Okay. Okay, good. And let's put them up here. And you're going to take your book out, open it, turn to a clean page, and you're going to head up first thing. Finished? All right, but you're not finished until you do what?
What?
Until you do what?
I don't know.
Until you check your work. So you're to check to see if you did what was needed. So you're supposed to read the instruction. What does it say?
Write the sentences in the order in which they appear in the story, using capital letters and full stops where needed.
Okay, so you're going to read what you wrote and see if you used full stops and capital letters where they are needed. So you're going to look through what you wrote to see if you did it correctly and put them in where they're supposed to go if you didn't. So go ahead and look at what you wrote and see if you did it properly. Okay, so you think it is correct to the best of your knowledge? All right, so we're going to check and see what you did. Okay, so we're checking Callie's work to see if she has full stops and capital letters where they are supposed to be. So let's look at her first sentence. The butcher gave a bone to a dog. Okay. The dog ran down the street. Okay. Well, notice right here she has this space. So this sentence should have been started right here since it's continuous. It's a paragraph. So let's see. The animal had to cross a stream in the water. So a full stop is missing from here. In the water, he saw another dog. Full stop should be here as well, because this is the end of the sentence. He wanted to steal the other bone. A full stop is needed again. The dog jumped into the water. A full stop. The silly creature lost his own bone. A full stop. It sank to the bottom of the stream. Alright, so notice she has her capitalizations where they're supposed to be. However, she still needs to practice ending her sentences properly. So she's not putting in her full stops where they're supposed to be. So this here shows that she needs more practice in punctuating her sentences. So she needs to work on her punctuation, end punctuation. Okay, Callie, so now that I've looked at your work, can you look and see what I have written? What is there that you notice? Right here, I'm saying...
I should have write this. The animal had to cross a stream right here.
Right, so because it's a paragraph, it's a continuous prose, right?
No, I just got confused and didn't write the full stop.
Okay, so you have to remember that because you're writing it like in a story format, you're doing it in paragraphs. So you should continue. So even though this sentence ends here, because it's a paragraph, you're not going to go to a new line to start the next sentence, right? You continue in the same line until you come to the end of the line, then you change lines. All right, so you have to keep that in mind. And then lastly, I see you did well in putting in the capital letters where they're supposed to, but what is it that you were forgetting? The full stops. So even though you started each sentence properly with their capital letters, you're forgetting to put in their end punctuation. All right, so that's a little feedback for you. So you know that you will have to work on your punctuation, right? So you have to work on that skill. All right, so thank you for playing a part. And thank you for completing your activity. So you just have that correction to make to your work, okay? Okay, I'm glad you made it to the end of this video. Thank you for watching. And just to do a little recap of what we did today, in today's video, it was all about doing a differentiated reading lesson. So it's basically showcasing how it is that as teachers, we can structure our lesson in such a way that we can cater to all levels of readers within our classroom. As you saw, we had Asher, who is not able to read, being able to do a coloring activity based on the story that was used. We had JL, who was beginning to learn to read, doing a writing activity, and Callie, who is a little more advanced than them, being able to do a sequencing activity as well as a punctuation and capitalization activity all in one. So this lesson, these activities were based on one story, The Greedy Dog, which was done as a read aloud. So it was all structured in such a way that all levels of learners could participate and do an activity based on the lesson that was taught. So it was all differentiated. The product was differentiated for them. So I'm glad that you're able to see what it is like that we can do as teachers to cater to all levels of learners within our classroom. Now, I hope that you find this video instructional and educational for your benefit. Go ahead, hit the like button, the subscription button, and the share button. And don't forget to click the bell so as not to miss future videos and updates. So, bye for now, and I'll see you in the next video.